With this video, I will be discussing the Brennen Gyro monorail and what something like this could have looked like in the modern day. I'm doing this video because I have a friend that really likes this train, so let's get into it. To understand more about this train, let's go back to when it was first invented. The Brennen Gyro monorail was first invented in the early 20th century by Irish-Australian mechanical engineer and inventor Louis Brennen. He invented the gyroscopic arrangement for balancing a train car on a single rail. How this works is the wheels are positioned along the middle of the train that are double flanged to keep the train from falling off the tracks. The gyroscope, usually placed near the front of the train car, was a mechanism of discs and axes spinning in opposite directions. The axes would shift as needed to keep the train balanced, even when stationary, and there would have to be one of those powered gyroscopes on each car. But to be clear, this video is not about what a gyroscope is. This video is about the monorail itself. The idea behind the invention is unlike other monorails where you have to make special tracks for their trains to run on. This monorail could run on existing tracks and could also take corners faster than a regular train with standard wheel axles. Louis Brennen and a few other people from the UK and the US developed their own versions of this, but the gyro monorail was never developed beyond the prototype stage. Let's take a look at what a modern version of this monorail could have looked like. Here's what I came up with. A multi-car bidirectional vehicle, typical modern day train design, with the gyros being hidden away behind the driver's cabs. The systems in the driver's cab, such as the signaling system, alert system, would all be computerized like on other modern trains. One question would be, what if there is a technical failure and the gyroscopes malfunction? What could happen in that scenario is the train could have emergency stabilizer jacks stowed below the passenger cabin that deploy on either side. How this could work is, soon as the system detects any malfunction of the gyroscopes, an alert would start beeping and the cabin could have a message saying something like, "Attention, gyroscopes malfunctioning, deploying emergency stabilizers." The next question would be, how would the train be powered? The original gyro monorail was powered by a 20 horsepower petrol engine with a top speed of 35 kilometers an hour. The petrol electric generator provided power to the gyro motors and air compressor. In this day and age, it would probably make the most sense to make these trains electric multiple units with pantographs and overhead wires. In terms of speed, I think a modern day version of this monorail can easily have a top speed of about 60 kilometers an hour, seeing as the one built in the 20s had a speed of 35 kilometers. In terms of what kind of tracks it runs on, it could run on existing tracks, either using 2 tracks, one for each direction, or we could use an existing single track with trains going opposite directions on either rail, and to have stations far enough apart so that the trains could pass each other. In order for this to work, the trains would have to be running on schedule so they don't collide with each other. If the trains for whatever reason get off the regular schedule and one leaves the station in one direction before the train going in the other direction arrives at the station, that can go very wrong. So that's probably not the most feasible option. Or we can make new tracks spread far apart enough so that the trains could pass each other at any time. So that's my proposed version of a modern day gyro monorail. Let me know in the comments if you think this could ever work. Do you think this would be cheaper or more expensive to build than a regular light rail?